No shortcuts in the stitching, no rush in the second coat. The craftsman in the back room doesn't need you to take note. There's a bakery on the corner, opens late because the bread takes time. They could sell you something faster, but fast isn't what they had in mind. Excellence is quiet about itself, doesn't announce, doesn't chase. It just keeps doing the thing properly at its own unhurried pace. Good things take themselves seriously, not loudly, just completely. Good things take themselves seriously. They show up for the part nobody sees. No audience required for the standard, no applause to keep the quality alive. Good things take themselves seriously, and that's exactly why they survive. I used to perform the doing more than I actually did the thing, looking busy at the work instead of being buried in it. There's a difference in the output between made to be seen and made to be right. One fades inside a season, one is still standing in different light. So I got quieter about it, less caption, more craft. Stop measuring the effort by how many people clapped. Good things take themselves seriously, not loudly, just completely. Good things take themselves seriously. They show up for the part nobody sees. No audience required for the standard, no applause to keep the quality alive. Good things take themselves seriously, and that's exactly why they survive. You can feel it in the difference between something made with care and something made with the idea of care. They look the same from far away. From far away. Up close though, up close you always know. Always know. The long game has a texture unremarkable from Tuesday's view, but compounded across 1,000 Tuesdays, and suddenly there's you. Not the overnight version, not the shortcut silhouette, the real one built in private, brick by quiet, brick by yet. So take your work seriously, even when, especially when nobody's watching the standard you're setting for yourself. And then good things take themselves seriously, not loudly, just completely. Good things take themselves seriously. They show up for the part nobody sees. No audience required for the standard, no applause to keep the quality alive. Good things take themselves seriously, and that's exactly why they survive. Seriously, quietly, completely, still here.
The conditions were not ideal, the timing was objectively off. The version of me that was supposed to do this was more prepared, more rested, more alive. But the moment had a window, and windows don't negotiate their schedule. So I took a breath that didn't fully work and walked in anyway, a little see-through. stage is not the absence of the shaking, it's the shaking and the moving at the same time. I was not ready, I went anyway, and that distinction is the whole rhyme. I wasn't ready, and I did it anyway. Terrified and present, showing up halfway. Halfway was enough to get me through the door, and through the door was somewhere I had never been before. Nobody hands you ready, you just go. I wasn't ready, and now I know. It wasn't clean, it wasn't the version I rehearsed. There were edges showing that I meant to hide, but something real got through because of that. The imperfect is where people see inside. They didn't need my polished presentation, they needed someone who showed up like them. Uncertain, trying, slightly underprepared, and doing it regardless. Amen. So the wait for ready was the only mistake. Ready was never gonna knock and walk in. It was always going to be built by the doing from within. I wasn't ready, and I did it anyway. Terrified and present, showing up halfway. Halfway was enough to get me through the door, and through the door was somewhere I had never been before. Nobody hands you ready, you just go. I wasn't ready, and now I know. There's a version of the story where I waited, got more prepared, found the right moment, checked all the boxes. That version never went. The one who went was underdone and nervous. That one changed everything. Changed everything. Now when I feel the not ready feeling, I recognize it for what it actually is. Not a stop sign, just the nerves that show up every time something real is at risk. And real things deserve the nerve response. It means the stakes are actually there. You don't shake for the things that don't matter. The shaking is just proof you care. So here's to every trembling beginning, every half-baked leap of faith. Every time you went before you were ready and became ready in the space. I wasn't ready, and I did it anyway. Terrified and present, showing up halfway. Halfway was enough to get me through the door, and through the door was somewhere I had never been before. You were never gonna be ready, that was never the deal. Nobody saw the moment it clicked. No audience, no notification, no sound. Just me in a room with the thing I've been working on. The quiet, specific feeling I found. I didn't post it, didn't mention it. Held it like something still warm from the oven. Some wins are just yours, fully, completely. And the keeping of them is its own kind of loving. The crowd facing victories get the noise, and the noise is fine, the noise is good. But the private ones hit different. They land exactly where they should. Proud of something nobody clapped for. Proud of something that lived and died in version of me that showed up with nothing to prove. No validation, no receipt, no record, just the thing I did and the fact that I know. Proud of something nobody clapped for, and that's enough, that's the whole show. I broke a pattern I've been carrying for years on a random morning with no witnesses. Didn't tell a soul, not because I was hiding, but because some things don't need an audience. There's a shelf inside everyone where the real trophies live, the ones with no engraving, the ones only you can give. And maybe that's the purest kind of proud, the kind that doesn't need confirming, the kind that sits inside your chest quietly, permanently burning. Proud of something nobody clapped for, proud of something that lived and died in this room. Proud of something nobody clapped for, the version of me that showed up with nothing to prove. And no validation, no receipt, no record, just the thing I did and the fact that I know. Proud of something nobody clapped for, and that's enough, that's the whole show. Nobody streamed it, nobody screamed it, nobody put it on a list, but I was there when it happened, and I know exactly what it is. Private growth hits different than the public kind. You can't fake the mirror, it knows your face every time. So yeah, I'm proud, and yeah, it's quiet, and yeah, that's the point entirely. The healthiest thing I ever learned was how to celebrate inside a room alone, not waiting for the world to hand me back what I already know. Because the world is slow and sometimes wrong, and sometimes just not looking in your direction. But you were there, you saw the whole thing, and your witness is a valid form of recognition. So keep the private trophy, polish it yourself. Some things aren't meant for walls, they're meant for something deeper than a shelf. Proud of something nobody clapped for, proud of something that lived and died in this room. Proud of something nobody clapped for, the version of me that showed up with nothing to prove. No validation, no receipt, no record, just the thing I did and the fact that I know. Proud of something nobody clapped for, and that's enough, that's the whole show. Nobody clapped, and that was fine, that was always kept the tab open just in case. Productivity guilt on a Saturday afternoon, like the day would come and audit me, and I'd have to prove I deserve the room. Did enough to justify the sitting, checked enough to earn the quiet, but the quiet was always mine to take, and somewhere deep down I knew it. There's no committee review in your leisure, no form to fill, no box to check. Rest isn't something you work toward, it's something you simply let. You don't have to earn rest, it was never on the table as a reward. You don't have
machine that needs to be restored. You're a person in a body on a Tuesday, and sometimes Tuesday just means stop. You don't have to earn rest, you just have to take it. I used to frame it as productive recovery, strategic downtime, optimized recharge, which fine, it got me to the couch, but the language kept it feeling like work in disguise. There's a difference between resting and hiding, between stillness and giving up on the day. One fills you, one just delays the empty, and your body knows which one you're doing anyway. So lay down without the justification, sit still without the side agenda. The world will still be there in an hour. It's surprisingly good at that. You don't have to earn rest. It was never on the table as a reward. You don't have to earn rest. You're not a machine that needs to be restored. You're a person in a body on a Tuesday, and sometimes Tuesday just means stop. You don't have to earn rest, you just have to take it. You just have to take it. The most radical thing some days is doing nothing and not apologizing for it, not even a little. Not even a little. I closed the tab eventually, not because I finished, because I chose to. Made tea, sat in the specific patch of afternoon light, and let it do what afternoon light does. Nobody suffered for my hour of nothing. The work was there when I came back, and I came back fuller than I left, which was, of course, the whole point of that. So this is the permission you didn't ask for, from someone who needed it too. Rest isn't the pause between the living, rest is part of how you do. You don't have to earn rest. It was never on the table as a reward. You don't have to earn rest. You're not a machine that needs to be restored. You're a person in a body on a Tuesday, and sometimes Tuesday just means stop. You don't have to earn rest, you just have to take it. Don't have to earn it, just take it, just rest.
It started as a 5-minute thing, a quick check-in by the door. Somehow an hour and a half later, we were still there, finding more. No table, no agenda, no occasion, just two people in a hallway in good timing. The kind of talk that doesn't need a setting, it just needs the right person and the right finding. Sit-down conversations have their place, but something about standing says this wasn't planned. And the unplanned ones always go the deepest. Funny how that lands. The best conversations happen standing up, coat still on, keys still in hand. The best conversations happen standing up. Nobody scheduled this and nobody planned. You said one true thing, I said one true thing back, and suddenly we're somewhere neither of us mapped. The best conversations happen standing up, right there. right then. We covered 3 topics that had no connection. Somehow arrived at something that connected all 3. You said a thing that I've been thinking for a year, but hadn't found the words for. You just handed them to me. That's the thing about the Joey conversation. It strips the formality, leaves only the real. No performance, no impression management, just 2 people saying what they actually feel. And we both knew when it was done, that quiet mutual nod, like yeah, that was something. Let's not ruin it by staying too long. The best conversations happen standing up, coat still on key, still in hand. The best conversations happen standing up. Nobody scheduled this and nobody planned. You said one true thing, I said one true thing back, and suddenly we're somewhere neither of us mapped. The best conversations happen standing up, right there, right then. The scheduled ones are fine, standing ones are different. There's a version of connection that only arrives unannounced. You can't sit down and wait for it. It finds you mid-leaving every single time. I think about that hallway sometimes, the specific light, the specific thing you said. It didn't change my life dramatically, just quietly rearranged something in my head. And isn't that what the good ones do? Not explode you, just shift you slightly. You walk away the same person, just holding yourself a little more rightly. So here's to the unscheduled hour, the almost left but didn't. The conversation that found the crack and let a little light in. The best conversations happen standing up, coat still on key, it's still in hand. The best conversations happen standing up. Nobody scheduled this and nobody planned. You said one true thing, I said one true thing back, and suddenly we're somewhere neither of us mapped. The best conversations happen standing up, right there, right then. Standing up, coat still on, right there, right then. Don't sit down yet.
Nobody told me, well, actually they did. I just needed to find out personally. Walked straight into the thing everyone warned me about, and came out the other side, interestingly. I don't regret the burn, I regret the time, but even that taught me how I work. Turns out I'm a learn by doing kind of person, with a high tolerance for self-inflicted hurt. And I could be embarrassed about it, fold it up and put it somewhere small, or I could wear it like it made me, which it did, so I'll stand tall. I learned that the hard way, and I'd do it again. Not because I'm reckless, because that's just how some lessons get in. The easy road was right there, I just needed to know why. I learned that the hard way, best education of my life. There's a specific kind of wisdom that only lives on the other other side of wrong. You can read about it, sure, absolutely, but you won't really know it till you've lived the song. I trusted the wrong thing, I rushed the slow part, I skipped the step that turned out to be the point. Every shortcut I ever took introduced me to the long way, right on cue, right on joint. So now I move a little differently, not scared, just informed. I know which fires are decorative and which ones actually burn. I learned that the hard way, and I'd do it again. Not because I'm reckless, because that's just how some lessons get in. The easy road was right there, I just needed to know why. I learned that the hard way, best education of my life. Missed the sign, paid the fine, stood back up, did it right. Took the loss, counted costs, came back stronger overnight. Every L was a lesson I apparently needed live, and I'm not mad about it, look at everything it gave. Now when I see someone about to do the thing I did that one time, I say nothing, because some knowledge has to be personally collected, and they'll get there, they're just mid-collecting. There's a badge you don't get handed, you just wake up one day wearing it. The hard way alumni, we recognize each other and quietly nod. No regrets, well, one or two, but even those I've made my peace with, because everything I am right now required exactly what I went through. I learned that the hard way, and I'd do it again. Not because I'm reckless, because that's just how some lessons get in. The easy road was right there, I just needed to know why. I learned that the hard way, best education of my life. Hard way, best way, wouldn't change a thing. Well, maybe one thing, just one.
No breakthrough today, no montage moment, just the same desk, the same unfinished thing. The kind of day that doesn't make the highlight reel, but quietly holds up everything. Moved one thing forward by half an inch, deleted what wasn't working, kept what was. Nobody's giving out awards for this part, but this part is most of what building does. The middle is where most people leave, where the energy runs dry. I keep finding myself back at the desk, and I can't fully tell you why. I just do, still here, still trying. Not every day arrives with a sign. Still here, still trying. Some days the whole victory is showing up on time. Not the loudest in the room, not the closest to the finish line. Still here, still trying. And that's not nothing, that's mine. Watch people start with less and build it. I've watched myself talk myself out of things. There's a version of me I keep writing letters to, about all the halfway done beginnings. But today I didn't quit at the hard part. Today I sat inside the uncomfortable long enough to find the thing on the other side of almost, which turns out to be enough. Progress doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like staying. Sometimes the most ambitious thing you do all day is simply not walking away. Still here, still trying. Not every day arrives with a sign. Still here, still trying. Some days the whole victory is showing up on time. Not the loudest in the room, not the closest to the finish line. Still here, still trying. And that's not nothing, that's mine. Still here, still there, still there. Someday this becomes a story I tell, the unglamorous middle that made the thing real. But right now it's just Tuesday and a cold cup and a quiet kind of stubborn that I feel. No audience, no applause, no confirmation, just the work and the choosing to continue. And maybe that's the most honest thing about building. It mostly happens when nobody's watching you. So here's to the invisible innings, the ones that don't get named, the days you spent becoming before anyone noticed you changed. Still here, still trying. Not every day arrives with a sign. Still here, still trying. Some days the whole victory is showing up on time. Not the loudest in the room, not the closest to the finish line. Still here, still trying, and that's not nothing. That's mine. Still here, still trying, still here, still here. You don't follow a recipe, you follow something older than that. Some combination of instinct and Tuesday and whatever's left in the back. I've had this at restaurants, I've tried to explain it, described it to chefs who nodded and lied. Nobody makes it like you do, and I've done the research, I've tried. It's not just the food, it's the knowing I like it before I walk in. The kind of care that doesn't announce itself, it just begins. Nobody makes it like you do, not even close, not even trying to. There's a specific kind of love in how you move around a kitchen, around a room, around the truth. You could bottle it, you could teach it, but you won't. Nobody makes it like you do, and honestly good. There's a playlist you made me 3 years ago, still on rotation, still hits track 4 first. You curated something that knew me better than I knew what I was worth. The order of the songs was not an accident. The way it opens soft and earns the loud. That's not a playlist, that's a portrait, and I've been living in it quiet and proud. It's not just the song, it's the sequence, the way you arrange what I needed to feel. Some people give you music, you gave me something real. Nobody makes it like you do, not even close, not even trying to. There's a specific kind of love in how you move around the kitchen, around a room, around the truth. You could bottle it, you could teach it, but you won't. Nobody makes it like you do, and honestly good. You know what's funny? You don't think of it as anything special. It's just Tuesday to you, just the thing you do. But it lands like a miracle every time, every single time. The most important people in your life never know they're doing it. They're just being themselves, and that's the whole gift. That's the whole gift. I've been trying to say this for a while, not in a big way, just in a true one. The world has a lot of capable people, but capable and you are two different things. You make ordinary feel authored, like someone thought hard about how this should go. And maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Either way it shows. So here's the quiet version of thank you, the one that doesn't make a fuss. Just, I noticed, I always noticed, and I hope that's enough. Nobody makes it like you do. Not even close, not even trying to. There's a specific kind of love in how you move around the kitchen, around a room, around the truth. You could bottle it, you could teach it, but nobody makes it like you do. And honestly, good. Nobody like you. Not even nobody makes it like you do. You know who you are.
The short way home was right there. I took the long one anyway. Something about the street with the good smell, and the bakery that's only open half the day. Went 4 blocks out of my way for a juice that I could have skipped objectively. But the guy who runs the store remembered my order, and that did something to me. Some things don't make sense on a map, they only make sense on foot. The detour I almost didn't take turned out to be exactly where I should have stood. Worth the walk, every single extra block. Worth the walk, the long way taught me more than the shortcut ever got. You don't find the good stuff on the direct route, it's always slightly further, slightly off. Worth the walk. Past a wall someone painted last week, didn't exist the last time I came through. The city keeps redecorating quietly while I'm busy taking the route I always do. Found a bookstore tucked between a laundry and a Gap. Bought something I didn't know I needed yet. The kind of find that feels like it found you, the kind of afternoon you don't forget. The fastest way gets you there, but there isn't always the point. Sometimes the point is the pavement, the wrong turn, the lucky joint. Worth the walk, every single extra block. Worth the walk, the long way taught me more than the shortcut ever got. You don't find the good stuff on the direct route, it's always slightly further, slightly off. Worth the walk. I think we've been optimizing for arrival for a really long time, and somewhere in the efficiency we skipped the part that was actually the thing. The thing was always the walk. Extra blocks, 1 extra hour. Stumbled on a stranger with a story and a flower. Missed the train, caught the sunset, found a wall with a quote that hit harder than anything I read this whole month. Wrote it down, kept moving, didn't need to know the reason. The detour has been paying rent since every single season. Worth it, every time, worth it. Shoes dusty, mind full, stomach right. Sat down with everything the long way gave me and thought, yeah, I'd do that every night. Because the version of me that took the shortcut arrived the same place, just emptier inside. The extra blocks were never really extra, they were the whole point of the ride. Not Not all who wander are lost. Some are just finding the juice sky, the painted wall, the tucked away bookstore, the version of the day worth coming back to. Worth the walk, every single extra block. Worth the walk, the long way taught me more than the shortcut ever got. You don't find the good stuff on the direct route. It's always slightly further, slightly off. Always slightly off. Worth the walk. Worth it. $4 worth it. Every time. Worth the walk. Take the long way. Take the long way. It's Wednesday, close enough. Monday had a very full agenda that I wrote on Sunday, feeling bold. Tuesday was technically still recovery from the confidence that Monday stole. Wednesday showed a quiet, no demands, just something warm and a window and a thought. Maybe the perfect moment isn't coming. Maybe the perfect moment has to be caught. Because I've been waiting on a version of myself that was always just a little more together. And together was a city I kept planning to move to, but never checked the weather. I told myself I'd start Monday, but here I am on Wednesday going anyway. Turns out the best day was just whichever day. I stopped negotiating with my own delay. I didn't need permission, I didn't need the stars to align. I told myself I'd start Monday. Wednesday said, and I said, fine. I had a whole ritual planned for the beginning. Write notebook, write light, write song. But fine turned out to be fine all along. In the runway I could build and never needed to be that long. I've rescheduled this launch approximately 9 times. Each reason logical, each reason true. But logic never finished anything I loved. That part was always gonna be on me to do. So I picked up where I was, not where I planned to be. And honestly, that took more courage than the Monday ever would have asked of me. I told myself I'd start Monday, but here I am on Wednesday going anyway. Turns out the best day was just whichever day. I stopped negotiating with my own delay. I didn't need permission, I didn't need the stars to align. I told myself I'd start Monday. Wednesday said, and I said, fine. Here's what nobody tells you about starting. It doesn't feel like a beginning. It feels like a slightly less convincing excuse to not start. And then you start. The day was always Wednesday. Show up in whatever day you're in. That was always the whole secret. I finished something I'd been avoiding. Wasn't perfect, but it was finally real. There's a Wednesday light that hits different when you've honored the deal you made with no one but yourself. In a quiet moment nobody clapped for. Turns out the person you were waiting on was already at the door. I told myself I'd start Monday, but here I am on Wednesday going anyway. Turns out the best day was just whichever day I stopped negotiating with my own delay. Didn't need the stars, didn't need the perfect light. I told myself I'd start Monday. Wednesday said, and I said, alright. Wednesday, any day, whatever day you're in, just begin. Should have done this Monday though.
Alright, let's count it up. The morning as the light and I showed up. Not perfectly, but fully, and that counts. I spilled something, fixed something, lost an hour. Found it later, hiding in the couch. Had a conversation that went longer than expected, in the best way, the kind that fills a room. Ate lunch like I deserved it, which I didn't. Watch the afternoon become the evening too soon. Not every day writes itself clean. Some pages have crossed out lines, but when I read it back tonight, it reads surprisingly fine. Everything I needed today was already somewhere in the day. Everything I needed today, it was there, hiding in the small and ordinary way. The coffee in the corner and the accidental laugh, the almost missed connection on the second half. Everything I needed today, everything was enough. I didn't change the world, I changed the room. Rearranged one thought that had been stuck. Sent a message that I've been sitting on for weeks, and felt the specific weightlessness of that. Somebody said my name like they were glad about it. I filed that under things I won't forget. The sky did something purple over the buildings, and I called it bare minimum. And yet, not every wind announces itself. Some arrive without a sound, but by the time the day is folded, look at everything I found. Everything I needed today was already somewhere in the day. Everything I needed today, it was there, hiding in the small and ordinary way. The coffee in the corner and the accidental laugh, the almost missed connection on the second half. Everything I needed today, everything was enough. Not the big day, not the one for the story, just a regular human Tuesday, doing regular human glory. Regular glory, that's it. And maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe that was always the whole thing. Always was. Not the mountain, just the walking, just the walk. Not the ending, just the day. Just the day. I'm sitting with the window cracked. It's cool now, the kind of cool that makes the room feel earned. There's a version of this day I could've wasted. Instead, I used it and it used me back in return. No trophies, no announcements, no big finish. Just a body that showed up and a mind that stayed. And somewhere in the ordinary Tuesday, everything I needed got quietly paid. Not the year's best chapter, maybe not even the week's, but I read every line of today and liked what I found between. Everything I needed today, today was already somewhere in the day. Everything I needed today, it was there right there. was enough, was enough, more than enough. And that's the day. Everything, right there in the ordinary. Everything I needed was already there. Already there. Yeah, good day. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. The afternoon forgot to leave today. It's just been sitting here like it owns the place. The shadows got long and then longer still, and I've been watching from my favorite chair. My phone's face down, I made that choice myself. The news can wait, it always can. There's a plan on the sill doing a slow thing, and I respect its whole entire plan. Nowhere to be till tomorrow, nothing I forgot. Just the light doing overtime and me grateful for the light. Light stays longer now, stays longer. Like the evening's learning how to take its time. Light stays longer now, golden, pouring through the window like it's finally mine. Every dust particle a tiny celebration, every warm patch on the floor an invitation. Light stays longer now, light stays, and so do I. I made something today, I don't know what to call it. A small creative thing that only I will see, but it exists now and it didn't this morning. And that's a kind of quiet victory. I'll probably forget it by the weekend, but right now it's sitting on the table looking proud. And the light is hitting it at just the angle that makes ordinary things seem somehow loud. No audience required, no caption needed here. Just the afternoon approving of everything this year. Light stays longer now, stays longer. Like the evening's learning how to take its time. Light stays longer now, golden, pouring through the window like it's finally mine. Every dust particle a tiny celebration, every warm patch on the floor an invitation. Light stays longer now, light stays, and so do I. You know that specific gold that only happens around 5, where everything looks like it's glad to be alive. I used to chase the big moments, the ones worth talking about at dinner. But this, just this, a Tuesday, some light, a window, this is the one I'll actually remember. Actually remember. The light is nearly amber now, almost gone, doing that last thing it does before it dips. One long slow exhale across the room, like the day is blowing me a kiss. And I catch it, yeah, I actually catch it. Stand up, stretch, look around the space. Everything exactly where I left it, everything exactly in its place. Nothing was supposed to happen, nothing had to. And somehow this became the afternoon I needed most. Who knew? Light stays longer now, stays longer, longer. Like the evening's learning how to take its time. Light stays longer now, so golden, pouring through the window like it's finally mine. Every dust particle a tiny celebration, every warm patch on the floor an invitation. Light stays longer now, light stays, and so do I. Golden hour, stay a little longer, just a little longer. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Nobody planned it, nobody called ahead. 1 minute we're just sitting, next we're gone. Something about the way you said that thing, and now I'm 3 minutes into laughing at the ceiling. I don't even know whose fault it was. Yours probably, it's usually yours. But I was thinking it too, I'll give you that. So we'll split the blame and keep the score. Some things don't need a reason, some rooms just know the timing. Some people walk in already, and the whole place starts smiling. Somebody laugh first, and then the whole table went. Somebody laugh first, couldn't help it. Nobody remembers how it started, and that's the best, the kind of laugh that makes you hold your stomach. Borrowing air from people next to you. Somebody laugh first, somebody laughed, and that somebody was probably you. We're supposed to be talking about something serious. It's right there on the table getting cold, but you made a face, you know, the one you made, and everything important got put on hold. I tried to hold it in, I really did. 2 seconds, maybe 3, personal best, but you were already gone and I was gone. And the serious things survived, we just needed that rest. Some moments don't need saving, some jokes don't need explaining. Some people in your life are just permanently entertaining. Somebody laugh first, and then the whole table went. Somebody laugh first, couldn't help it. Nobody remembers how it started, and that's the best, the kind of laugh that makes you hold your stomach. Borrowing air from people next to you. Somebody laugh first, somebody laughed, and that somebody was probably you. And the thing is, it wasn't even that funny. Objectively, on paper, it's maybe a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. But with you, with this table, with this exact Tuesday afternoon light coming through that window, it was the funniest thing that has ever happened to anyone in the history of having lunch. Ever in history. We finally settled somewhere. We finally settled somewhere.
My shoulders dropped somewhere around 4. I didn't notice till they were already down. There's ink on my hand from something I made, and I'm wearing it like a small proud crown. The desk is evidence of an entire day. Half a thought, a sticky note, a cold cup. But the thing I came here to build, it's built, and that changes the whole mass of giving up. Not empty, earn out, beaten through. There's a difference, and today my body finally knew the good kind of tired, good kind, where your bones remember what they did today. The good kind of tired, earned it. Not the kind that steals, the kind that pays. Every heavy eye, every aching good, every I'll sit down just for a minute understood. The good kind of tired, good kind of tired, feels like enough. I stretched my arms and something clicked and popped up, a cushion of a body that showed up. I've been here since the morning had no color, and now the evening's doing its warm stuff. There's a version of done that feels like failure, and a version that feels like landing a plane. Today was the second one. I touch the ground and I take off and do it all again. Not drained, deposited, not lost, returned. There's a difference, and today I finally learned the good kind of tired, good kind, where your bones remember what they did today. The good kind of tired, earned it. Not Showed up, did the work, didn't wait for the feeling. Made the feeling, made it, yeah. And now the tide is a trophy, not a woo. The day used me well, and I let it. I'll shower and I'll eat something real, and probably be asleep before I plan. But right now I just wanna sit inside this Pacific tide just as long as I can. Because tomorrow's version of me will forget how today felt when it was finally done. So I'm staying in this chair another minute just to let the good kinda tired run. Not finished resting, not over full. This is what the day feels like when you actually pull the good kind of tired, where your bones remember what they did today. The good kind of tired, earned it. Not the kind that steals, the kind that pays. Every heavy eye, every aching good, every I'll sit down just for a minute. Understood the good kind of tired feels like enough. Cursor blinks like it's waiting on me. Fair, I've been waiting on it too. There's a half-drunk glass of something on my left, and 17 tabs I'll never get back to. I write a line, delete it, write it again. Slightly different, probably the same, but somewhere in the deleting something shifts, like the room just quietly changed its name. Not there yet, but close. I can feel it in the walls. Something's warming up, something's down the hall. Somewhere between thinking and making, there's a place I go that has no address. Somewhere between thinking and making, right there. The best version of me sets up and rests. No noise, no proving, no performing for the room. Just the work and the wanting in the afternoon. Somewhere between thinking and making, I live there. An hour passed, I only know because the light moved. It does that when you're not watching the clock. The page has something on it now. Not perfect, but it wasn't there before, and that's a lot. There's a specific silence that created people know where the outside world forgets to interrupt. I found it somewhere around the second hour, between the almost gave up and the suddenly unstuck. Not forced, just found the way a melody arrives. Not chased, just circle till the moment it decides. Somewhere between thinking and making, there's a place I go that has no address. Somewhere between thinking and making, right there. The best version of me sets up and rests. No noise, no proving, no performing for the room. Just the work and the wanting in the afternoon. Somewhere between thinking and making, I live there. You can't force it. You just show up, make the space, and trust the space. I used to think creativity was lightning, dramatic, loud, strikes once and leaves a scar. But it's more like water finding its own level. It goes where you make room. That's all. That's all it ever was. That's all. The light is lower now, the room is golden. I've been in here long enough to earn that glow. There's something on the page that wasn't yesterday's, and I don't fully know yet what I know. But that's the thing about the making. You finish and you find out what you meant. The thinking and the making were the same road, and being lost was part of how I went. Still here, still warm, right foot, crack in the sidewalk. Dodge the strolling night at the guy with the dog. Something's playing in my ears that I can't explain, but my feet already figured out the tempo. Green light across the city exhales. Someone's frying something 2 floors up. The scaffolding is dripping, but I don't mind. I got a baseline in an hour and nowhere to rush. Pavement has rhythm, has rhythm. If you walk slow enough to feel it move. Pavement has rhythm. Listen, city's been in on it. I'm just catching on to every crack and every corner's got a cue. Every stranger's got a step that's almost synced to you. Pavement has a rhythm, has rhythm. And today, so do I. Construction drill 2 blocks east on the 1. A pigeon takes the 2 and 3. Some kid is bouncing a ball off a wall, and honestly, that's the best drummer I've heard all week. I turn the corner and the wind picks up like the track just hit the pre-chorus right on time. I flip my collar up, I don't look back. The city wrote this song and I'm the hook. Pavement has rhythm, has rhythm. If you walk slow enough to feel it move. Pavement has rhythm. Listen, the city's spinning on it. I'm just catching on to every crack and every corner's got a cue. Every stranger's got a step that's almost synced to you. Pavement has rhythm, has rhythm. And today, so do I. Just walk, don't stop. The beat was always underneath your feet, underneath your feet. Just walk, don't stop. You don't find a rhythm, you remember it. You remember it. There's a man selling mangoes on the median. He's been there since the city was a village. Probably we make eye contact for half a second. He nods, I nod, that was a whole conversation. And somewhere between his car and my corner, I realized I've been smiling for 3 blocks. Didn't plan it, didn't earn it, didn't ask. The pavement just handed it to me. Pavement has rhythm, has rhythm. If you walk slow enough to feel it move. Has rhythm. The city knows, the city's been in on it. I'm just catching on to every crack and every corner's got a cue. Every stranger's got a step that's almost synced to you. Pavement has rhythm. And today, so do I. Left foot, right foot, still moving, still moving. Keys check, wallet check, hair's doing something I'll call intentional. Phone charged to 60, that's enough. I stop pretending I need 100. Laced up, stepped out, door clicked shut. The morning air just said, oh, you serious? I fixed my collar for nobody and felt like everybody noticed. Something about today just fits like the universe in my sleeves. I don't know what's coming next, but I'm dressed for it at least. Shoes on the right feet, right feet. And that's already more than yesterday. Shoes on the right feet. Let's go. Small win, big energy. I take it any day. I'm not waiting on a sign. I'm the sign walking out the door. Shoes on the right feet, right feet. Who could ask for more? There's a version of me that hits snooze till noon. I respect him, but today's not his. Today belongs to the one who found matching socks and considered that a thesis. The elevator opened just as I arrived. The coffee place had no line, no line. I'm not saying the cosmos aligned for me, but I'm not saying that either. Something about today just clicks like every small thing tipped my way. I'm not superstitious, but I'm also absolutely superstitious today. Shoes on the right feet, right feet. And that's already more than yesterday. Shoes on the right feet. Let's go. Small win, big energy. I'll switching up, playlist loaded, volume up. Bad days, can't wait. Today's not the date. I got places to be, and I'm already running early. Running early. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. Shoes on the right feet, right feet, and that's already more than yesterday. Shoes on the right feet. Let's go, let's go. Small win, big energy. I'll take it any day. I'm not waiting on a sign. I'm the sign walking out the door. Shoes on the right feet, right feet. Who could ask for more? Right feet, right day, right day, right feet, right way. Let's go. Yeah, shoes on, just like that. The glass is cold, but the light came through anyway. Like it picked the lock and let itself inside. I got one elbow on the sill, one foot in yesterday, and somewhere in between, I'm doing fine. The clouds are doing something I can't name, not threatening, just thinking out loud up there. My coffee leaves a ring on the painted frame, a small brown note that says I was here. I'm not reading the news today, I'm reading the sky instead. It's got a better headline anyway, and nothing that I dread. Windowsill weather, windowsill, the kind that doesn't ask you to decide. Windowsill weather, just watching, half inside, half somewhere else tonight. The day's writing itself out there, and I'm taking my sweet time. Windowsill weather, and I'm doing just fine. A pigeon lands like it owns the ledge, fair enough, it probably does by now. I nod at it, it nods at nothing back. We got an understanding, me and that bird somehow. The street below is doing all its things. Someone's late, someone's early, someone's lost. I watch it all like a movie with no plot, and somehow that's the best one I have watched. I'm not solving anything today, I'm just letting it pass. The world outside can do its thing. I got my hands around this glass. Windowsill weather, windowsill, the kind that doesn't ask you to decide. Windowsill weather, just watching, half inside, half somewhere else inside. The day is writing itself out there, and I'm taking my sweet time. Windowsill weather, and I'm doing just fine. Some mornings you don't need a plan. Some morning the window is enough. Just the light doing its thing on the floor, and the feeling that the day isn't something to conquer. It's something to walk into slowly, slowly. My coffee's gone, but I'm still standing here, watching the neighbors talk aside on a tree. There's something almost holy in the ordinary, the way the morning just keeps being free. And maybe this is all that I was owed, a window and a weather and a Wednesday, a moment where the world just paused and glowed and asked for nothing back, not even a maybe. I'm not rushing out just yet, the sill still has my weight. The sky's not done with what it's saying, and honestly, neither am I, so I'll wait. Windowsill weather, windowsill, the kind that doesn't ask you to decide. Windowsill weather, just watching, half inside, half somewhere else inside. The day's writing itself out there, and I'm taking my sweet time. Windowsill weather, and I'm doing just fine. headed to the couch without a plan, and honestly that's half the victory. The mug is warm, the morning has no hands. It's not asking anything of me. 2 sugars, yeah, I know, but today I'm not explaining anything. The spoon goes round, the world goes slow, and that's the kind of math I'm calculating. No rush, no race, no reason to perform. Just a cup and a quiet and a perfectly imperfect form. 2 sugars, no rush, no rush. The morning can wait, it's got nowhere to be. 2 sugars, no rush, no rush. Just me and the light having coffee for free. Nobody's timing me, nobody's watching the clock. 2 sugars, no rush, no rush at all. This is enough. I stir it like I'm thinking something deep, but really I'm just watching the swirl. There's something in the spiral, almost keeps you from unraveling into the world. The neighbor's car starts up, they're gone by 8. They got ambition, I respect the grind, but I've got 2 sugars and a better fate. At least until I finish, then I'll find. No rush, no race, I earned this quiet morning. The day will start itself, it always does without me warning. 2 sugars, no rush, no rush. The morning can wait, it's got nowhere to be. 2 sugars, no rush, no rush. Just me and the light having coffee for free. Nobody's timing me, nobody's watching the clock. 2 sugars, no rush, no rush at all. This is enough. You know there are people who drink it black, and I admire them, I really do. But I'm a 2 sugars on the couch type, and I think that's pretty close to the truth. Pretty close, yeah. The cup is cool and now I take it anyway. Cold coffee still tastes like I chose this. The morning stretched itself into the day, and somewhere in that stretch I found my thesis. That slowness isn't laziness, it's craft. That silence isn't empty, it's composed. That 2 sugars isn't too much, it's just the exact amount of sweet the morning knows. No rush, no race, the best things never hurry. 2 sugars deep and I'm already done with worry. 2 sugars, no rush, no rush. The morning can wait, it's got nowhere to be. 2 sugars, no rush, no rush. Just me and the light having coffee for free. Nobody's timing me, nobody's watching the clock. 2 sugars, no rush, no rush at all. This is enough, no rush. 2 sugars and a Sunday soul. Even on a Monday, even on a Monday. The kitchen hums a song it only knows it's 6. The light comes in like it forgot to call ahead. I'm standing here in socks that don't quite match, and somehow that feels like everything's correct. The water's almost ready, I can hear it think. It mutters to itself the way that old pipes do. There's nowhere I belong more than right here, between the not yet and the first sip coming through. No alarm can rush this, no calendar can touch this. Just me in the morning making quiet deals. The kettle knows before I do what kind of day this is. The kettle knows, it knows. It speaks in steam and I believe every word. 2 hands around a cup that's almost too warm. The kettle knows. press charge for the first sip hits, and something in me sighs like a sentence finally finding its last word. Outside the window someone's walking fast. They've got a meeting I don't need to care about. I raise my cup like yeah, good luck with that, and take another sip just to make my point. No headline can shake this, no yesterday can take this. Just the cup and the light and the fact I'm alright. The kettle knows before I do what kind of day this is. The kettle knows, it knows. It speaks in steam and I believe every word. Two hands around a cup that's almost too warm. The kettle knows I needed this. And maybe this is all the ritual I need. No grand plan, no perfect start. Just water, heat, and the willingness to begin. Just to begin. The cup is half empty now, or half begun, depending on the morning and the light. I've solved approximately nothing yet, but something in my chest feels loosely right. So here's to every ordinary Tuesday, to kitchens that are small but somehow full, to mornings that don't ask you to be ready, they just ask you to show up, and you do. Nothing has to mean much, sometimes a cup's enough to remind you that you're here and doing fine.